everyone, I've been playing with my Ranger Distress Oxides to create some gorgeous backgrounds. I just absolutely love these inks. I've got all 12 colours and I'm just going to show you how I achieve my backgrounds. Now, I found a couple of things along the way. First of all, I tried working on my glass mat and it didn't work. You can see sort of all this gorgeous texture in these backgrounds, these little speckles, and you can't achieve that on a glass mat. You either need to use one of the Ranger craft mats or a Teflon oven liner like I've got here. This is a Teflon oven liner that I bought from Home Bargains. It was £3. I think you can also get them from the range here in the UK. I don't know about availability for you ladies over in the States. Now, you can work on a number of different substrates as well. Tim Holtz uses mixed media paper, but I found that cardstock is absolutely fine. This is just smooth, fairly heavy duty cardstock, and it works an absolute treat. I've also tried doing this on recycled cardstock. I'm just having a look to see if I can find one that's been done on recycled card. I can't, but yeah, recycled card works absolutely fine. You can even do it on gloss paper. But to start off with, let me just grab a piece of card. So as I say, this is just heavy duty card. First of all, I'm going to use Wilted Violet and Broken China, and I'm going to start by putting some ink down on the piece of paper like this. I'm not being neat about how I do it. I've got lots of marks from my cut and dry foam that you can see, and I'm really not worried about that at all. And then we'll bring in some of the Wilted Violet, and I'm going to just blend that in slightly. There we go. Just add some of that over here. Right. Okay, put those to one side, and then you want a water bottle, and I'm going to activate this ink now with some water, and this is where the magic starts to happen. Now I'm going to give this a dry with my heat tool. That's what it looks like now, and if I hold it up close, you can just see all this gorgeous texture from where it's reactivated with the water. It's just beautiful, and it just has this chalky texture. I just love it. It feels like velvet. This time I'm going to come in with some worn lipstick and some cracked pistachio. And now that we've got the base layer on, we've just got to be slightly more careful with the layers going forward. So we'll activate that, and then rather than drag it around all over the place, which will just merge the colours and make a horrible muddy mess, I'm just tapping it in this time. And just look how lovely that looks. And as soon as you're happy with the colours that you've got, give it a dry. Right, so this is what I've got, and this time I'm going to come in with some of the spiced marmalade and peeled paint. And again, we'll activate with water, and we'll go gently and just trying to look to see where you might want to have those colours. And I want some of the green sort of down here, and maybe some of the orange up here, and I'm going to dry that. Now let's come in and add a little bit more. And we've got to be careful with this because we don't want to spoil what we've already got. And it's just a case of tapping, seeing what you've got, and then drying when you're happy with it. That just looks absolutely beautiful. And I'm just going to come back in with some Broken China and Wilted Violet again. And again, go easy, just sort of go really gently. Tapping on and drying in between. Really easy at this stage to sort of end up with everything sort of merging into one, so you've really got to be careful. So I'm going to come in and I'm tapping really gently and drying in between layers. Tapping and drying and tapping and drying, that's what I've ended up with, and I just absolutely love that. I think the colours are gorgeous, but I'm leaving that one be. Now you'll have seen that I had quite a bit of ink left over on my mat in between the layers, and I just used a couple of other pieces of paper and just kept mopping up the paint, and that's what I've got, which, you know, start off for something else. Now there's another way that you can add your colours. Again, we'll start off with some Wilted Violet, and this time I'm going to start my background off by adding it directly to my mat, and we'll use some broken china And this time I'm going to add a couple of distress inks as well. I'm using some raspberry, picked raspberry, and I think we'll add some of the peacock feathers as well. There we go. And again, I'm going to activate with water. Let's move all these things out of the way. And let's create our base layer. So again, I'm just working on a piece of regular cardstock, and so I'm just tapping in, just creating the start of my background. Oh, you see that's just gorgeous. And I'm going to dry that. How that looks, which is absolutely beautiful. And I've got all this ink left, and rather than sort of go back in and risk muddying up my page, I'm going to use this on a separate sheet of cardstock and see if we can create another background. We'll add a bit more water, and then we'll just come in. You can see it's getting slightly muddier, but still, you know, nice enough to create a really good background for something else. So this is what I've got. This is the one that I was working on, and that's the mop-up paper, which is just beautiful. So it would have been a shame to have wasted that ink. So again, I'm going to come in with Wilted Violet again, peeled paint this time, and this time I'm going to use some of the Chipped Sapphire Distress ink, and we'll see what we end up with. Oh, I'm running low on my water bottle. I'm going to have to go and top up, and this time I'm going to sort of try and get some of the purple up here. We'll try and get some of the dark in there, which I just absolutely love. You see, that just looks so sort of dark and inky. That is just beautiful. And then we'll come in with some of the peeled paint, and I'm going to give that a dry. So this is the one I've been working on, and this is the mop-up paper, and again, both beautiful. So let's come in with another layer. We'll come in with some fossilized amber, and again I'm going to try some peacock feathers and some picked raspberry in the distress ink, and we'll see what we end up with. We're just experimenting here. So we'll carefully sort of come in, I'll try and pick up some of the distress ink as well and just see what happens. I'm going to give that a dry. Now I love how that looks, but we're in danger of coming to a muddy mess with the distress inks. So I'm going to stop with the distress inks. I added some of the leftover to this one here, and then mopped up using a fresh sheet of cardstock. So this time I'm just going to come in with a final layer with some more broken china and Wilted Violet. And we'll just see if we can add just another layer. And I think I want to come in with some of the broken china just here. Just love that. And I'm going to quickly dry sort of in between layers as I've got something that I like. I just kept tapping into the two remaining colours, and that's what I've ended up with. That's the mop-up sheet, and then that was the third mop-up sheet that I've started to create. So quite a lot from money, really. And just to show you the difference, this was the one where I actually blended the colour in using the cut and dry foam to start off with, and you can see the difference. This one here has a lot more white space. So I'm interested to know which one you prefer. Sort of, in fact, let me put them that way round, because that was technique number 1 and that was technique number 2. So let me know. Now I'm going to go off now and try this on in exactly the same way using some black cardstock and some gloss paper, and I'll come back and show you the results. This is what you get when you work on black cardstock. This is just lightweight cardstock and photo paper, and again some really interesting results. For the background I used peeled paint, fossilized amber and broken china on both of these, and then came back in with Wilted Violet and worn lipstick, and yeah, there you go. But some really gorgeous effects, I think, with these inks. So please give me a thumbs up if that was helpful to you, and you like that, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know what your favourite is, which look you like the best. Anyway, take care everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. And by the way, if you want to see a completed project using these papers created with the Distress Oxides, look out for Art Journal prompts on Sunday, because I put a whole page together using backgrounds that I've made similar to this. Anyway, take care for now.